Hello everybody, it's time for Teach Me Tuesday. I'm Mary Ellen Stites and my business is Create With Me, and every Tuesday I go live at 2 o'clock Central Time for some teaching and some tips and tricks and sometimes some techniques. So today we kind of almost have a little bit of all of that. So um, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to show you a fun like hinge element on the card, and then I've got some tips on some other parts of it. So I'm going to take you down to my desk. Let me know that you're here. Hold on, I'm reaching over because I'm trying something new here. Probably a little too far. Okay. Just want to see if I can see my comments. Okay, I wanted this. I've got my computer so I can see if I can see a little faster on there or not. So there. Okay. So let's see, who do we got on? Kim, Tanya, Cheryl. Okay, hello, ladies. So here's the element right here, this little heart, and this is on a hinge. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that hinge, and then we're going to talk a little bit about putting cutout words and matching them to our card. So Cheryl, you're going to love this little hinge element because I know you like all that kind of 3D stuff. So, and then it's on a regular card. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to just set that off to the side. And I want to start by showing you the pieces that you're going to need. So you could use, hi Lou, you could use any die that would be conducive to this. So this one is actually a heart, and it is from Stitched Be Mine on page 182 of the annual catalog. And this one is retiring. So I started to do Easter, and I thought, no, I'm going to do something from the retiring list because Easter's this Sunday and you won't have much time. So this die set is wonderful, and it's 40% off. So I just wanted to give you that heads up. I'm using it. It's retired. Snag it if you love what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and put my website up, and I'm going to put my host code up, so that's there for you. What you're going to need is you're going to cut out this, and actually what it does is this cuts out the inside heart. You might not realize it because I actually didn't realize it the first time I used it. It cuts out this little border. Here, let me get it down. Cuts out this little border, and then it cuts out the heart too. So when you cut, you get two pieces. So you're going to need one of these, and then you're going to need 3 hearts. Now I'm using this paper here, and this is from the I'm not sure. See, you guys have to help me out, but it's the seaside one, so with the shells and stuff. So this is the paper I'm using. So I cut out 1 heart from there, and then 2 out of basic white. Okay, so you'll need 3 hearts, and then I use this element here. So I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to keep these here. And then what you're going to need is you're going to need some window sheet. So you could use cardstock. I used window sheet, and it's 2 inches wide, and I just cut it at 4 inches. I forgot to bring my cutter in here. And what you're going to do is you're going to score it. I find it best to score it. I'm going to score it on the 2-inch side, so at 1 inch, right in half, using my scoring, and I'm going to really, really score it because I know I'm going to rock everything because I'm on here on my table. But I want to get a good score on it. And then I'm going to fold it in half because you know what, they're kind of thick. And this is going to give you lots and lots of hinges, more than just for 1 card. All right. So now I want to bring in my bone folder. Oh, I forgot to turn my air off, so that's probably been really loud. Hold on, I'm just going to turn that off. I started to do that earlier, and I forgot. So I want you to hear how this, I don't know, you can hear that little crack? There's a little crack, and that's just telling you that that's getting good and scored. And then I fold it over, score it again, so that these are flat like this. This is all smashed together. Hi, Rachel. Cut that then, the 1 inch piece is at, the smaller you cut it, the nicer it is for your hinge. So I cut it not quite a 1/4 of an inch. I think it's, oh, I guess it is a 1/4. I'm trying to look at this. Yeah, 1/4 of an inch, not a 1/2 inch. So you could see how I've cut two little 1/4 inch pieces. I don't know if you can see. It's so hard, I know. Okay, and then I've got all this left over, so I can make lots and lots of hinge cards. Now I can set that aside. So I've got these pieces here. And what you're going to do is you need to get some adhesive on them. So you could use your tear and tape. That works really well. You could use your Stamp and Seal Plus. That's fine. I'm going to open up the hinge and I'm going to put my, since I cut this down to a 1/4 inch, I'm going to put my tear and tape on the inside of my hinge, okay? So if you're taking notes, you're going to take your 4x2 inch piece of acetate or window sheet, fold it in half on the 2 inch side, so it's 1 inch by 4 inch. You're going to cut them in a 1/4 of an inch, and then you're going to apply some tear and tape inside the hinge, okay? And then you're going to peel that off. If this was a little wider, I would use my Stamp and Seal Plus. It works great. All right, now I'm going to put this hinge right, stuck to me, right on the back of my heart, okay? So right up here where I want it to hinge, I'm going to put the little clear pieces, all right? You're with me so far? Press those back down. Okay, so there's my hinge. Now I'm going to take some more tear and tape, and I need to apply it to the top of my hinge, okay? All right, so I've applied it. I've got a little bit over the edge and I don't want that, so I'm going to cut that because that could cause a little bit of a problem. All right, so now I'm going to peel that off and I'm going to apply my second heart, or the one I want on the top, which is the Designer Series paper, right here on top. And I like to start at the point. I want to make sure that you can see this. Right here, I start at the point. Chime in if you have any questions or if I'm not making something clear. And then you're going to push that down. I just do one, and then I come back. Whoops, I'm sorry. It's a little different. Sometimes when you're on camera, it worked perfectly fine when I wasn't. Get that lined up. Okay. If I have to do a little trimming, I can. So now I've got my inside, and now I can just apply my adhesive, and I'm going to use the Stamp and Seal Plus and just apply that to the back of my heart, covering up my hinged pieces, okay? And I want to make sure I cover that up. So now it's completely invisible, all right? So I've covered it all up. Now I can go ahead and attach this to my card, okay? So I'm going to put the card together because I have a few more tips. Even though that's the basic element, I have a few more tips for you. So let me bring in the card pieces. I've got my card base. I cut it 11 by 4 1/4. I'm folding that in half. And then I have a piece of, this is Rococo Rose, that's retiring. Then I have a piece of Blushing Bride, and I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that to my Rococo Rose. And sometimes it wants to catch, okay? Making sure that our script, I use the Scripty folder on this, and that's also retiring. I'm very sad about that. That and the Subtle folder are two of my favorites because I just like that little script on there. Okay, so now I'm going to do that, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my little heart on, and I'm going to use liquid adhesive. Have I lost anyone yet? Okay, I'm going to just add some liquid adhesive, trying to remember that less is more. But in my case, less was none. So, okay. Now I'm going to put that right on my card, right in the middle. Okay, perfect. Whoops, perfect, I say, and she moves it off the card. Is this something that you guys could see doing? Let me know what you think about that. Now I'm going to go ahead. I cut 2 pieces of the Rococo Rose metallic ribbon, and I want to make sure I have my pieces going the right way. Okay. So all I did was lay 2 pieces down like this, right down the middle. I've got a little bit of glue on my hands, so that's why it's sticking. And then I can go ahead and put adhesive here and lay that down on my heart. I would stamp the inside. I'm not going to do that for you. You guys know how to stamp. At least it's just basic stamping, but I'll show you what I did on mine. And then I'm going to lay that heart right down here in the middle. Okay, so here is our hinge. So it's like 2 cards in one, right? So we've got that. Rococo Rose cardstock is unavailable at all. Yes, Rococo Rose cardstock is sold out. So you're right, Kim. All right. So my tip. So I first, when I did this card here, I stamped it on basic white. And you can see on mine, it pretty much blends in. So what I had done is, I'm going to give you 3 ideas. The first one is, I took my Flirty Flamingo, let me get a little piece of scrap paper in here. I'm going to pull a piece of scrap in. Okay, I took Flirty Flamingo, and I took my blend, and I just did the whole thing. I know you're going to be like, what? Just wait. I'm going to give you 3 ways of doing this. So when you do a cutout and you have all that white and you want it to match your background, this is one way. Get a blend that kind of matches. But look, I mean, that's pretty bright, okay? So what I did was I took my color lifter, and I went back with my color lifter and I lightened that up. And that did the trick. Just by going over it, you can see how it's, maybe you can't see, but you can see the difference between here and here. So then I took my color lifter and I lightened it up. Something you might not think about, okay? That's just, I'm trying to give you a little tip of some little technique that you might not think about. You can use your color lifter to change the color of something. And you can go ahead then and put that on. And now it's a pretty good match. You don't see all that white. The other thing you could do is, on this one, I just stamped it on the Blushing Bride. And so that's another thing you might not think about. Stamp it on a coordinating cardstock. Instead of always thinking, oh, we have to stamp on white, or if we have to stamp on very vanilla. But look, here on the Blushing Bride, it pretty much blends in. And then the third idea is to go ahead and stamp right on your designer series paper. And that's what I did with this one that I'm going to use. Now, the problem is, I was looking at this card, and this card, it's a perfect match. It had the yellow, everything was perfect. This one doesn't have any yellow, so it's not perfect, but I'm still going to use it. I kind of like that. So this is on, this one I did right on the designer series paper. So there's 3 ways, 3 little tips when you're doing a cutout that you don't have to do it just on a plain basic white or basic vanilla. You know, think of different ways to be able to have it match up. So now I'm going to lay that on there. I don't want to use that. I'm going to use the scrap paper just so I don't get more glue on my fingers. Press that on. Then I'm going to add the little birthday. I stamped it in Rococo Rose. That's one of our retiring end colors. Okay, and I'm just going to put birthday, happy birthday right here. I'm going to add some heart elements. I've got the little white resin hearts. This is a fanciful, I called it my fanciful birthday card. So I've got lots of April birthdays, including my own, my best friend, my husband, who is my best friend too, and oh, Kim, I'm looking at your comment. Kim misplaced your black memento. What? You only have one? This is why you need multiples. You should learn from me. And then I'm going to stamp something inside. This one I stamped with Sending Sunshine for a Beautiful Birthday. This is from the welcoming window. So today I was working with the Kangaroo and Company because that's going to be my next at home. And then our at home this month is welcoming window. So I pulled that one out and was working with that. And so I've got a smattering of different stamp sets right now in this. So I'm going to bring in my scrap paper and I'm going to use my blend for the inside. I'm just going to blend this corner in Rococo Rose. I like to get as much use out of these retiring colors before they go bye-bye. So because I miss them, so I really love this color. Then I'm going to stamp, and I'm using the flowers from Welcoming Window. This is a two-step stamp. I'm using Old Olive ink, and I'm going to bring in this little floral bouquet right here, and it looks kind of odd. Oh, I closed my Rococo Rose too soon. And then I'm going to bring in my flowers, and I've got to fit those in this space. It's not hard. I just have to stick my head in the way. And I'm going to stamp those, and see that two-step stamp makes this pretty little inside. So don't forget to decorate the inside of your card. You could do the same thing on your envelope. Very, very cute. Okay, then we're going to tape that to the inside of our card. And then I have one last little tip for you before I let you go. This was a really long Teach Me Tuesday. I had so much to show. I've been working on it for a long time. I've been waiting for you. So you'll notice this one kind of stays closed. And what I did was I took a little mini glue dot and I put it right here on the very tip. Okay. And then because I don't want it super sticky, I'll just go to my shirt. Here you can see me in the little window. I take some of the fuzz off of my t-shirt. Make sure it's not too sticky, or I could use my dirty fingers, and then press that down, and that holds it down. So here's the card. Happy birthday. It's got a little hinge technique there. And then here's the inside with the pretty little flowers. So I hope that you, I'm going to put you back here. I hope that you enjoyed that. If there's anything that you need, of course, there's my website, createwithme.stampinup.net. I have a host code open. It's right there on the screen. And of course, like, comment, and share. I appreciate that when you share that with your friends. So did I miss any comments? Yes, Luann, you have to sign up for Welcoming Windows. For sure. We have that. Tomorrow's the last day to sign up. So yes, Welcoming Windows, sign up for that. I hope to be back in the nest. We have a little truck issue. Our truck has a fault code that the truck will not go over 50 miles an hour. So we are here in Florida until we get that fixed. It's going in tomorrow, and hopefully if they have a part, then we'll be heading home by the weekend. Hope to be home by Easter. So if you have any questions, of course, you can PM me here, and I'm here to help you. I love what I do, and I love sharing what I do. So you guys have a great week, and I'll see you. You have a great Easter, and I'll see you next week, hopefully back in the nest. All right? Bye, everybody.